Good morning guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Andrew. I've got a bit of a different video for you today. I'm going to run a bit of an experiment on my Equinox 900, see if I can punch a bit deeper with the 4 kilohertz. I'm usually one that just almost straight out of the box just runs it in Park 1 multi-frequency, and all I usually change is my sensitivity and my swing speed, so I don't usually muck around with it too much, but I've heard recently and watched a few videos about 4 kilohertz. Flicking over into 4 kilohertz apparently increases your depth, so I'm going to give that a bit of a test. I'm going to compare it to Park 1 and Park 2, Field 1 and Field 2 as well, and we're going to flick it into multi-frequency and over to 4 frequency, see if it makes 4 kilohertz of frequency. So we're going to give it an experiment today, see if we can punch a bit deeper. I've got a few parks in mind that I'll go back to if I can get a bit deeper. Hopefully land on a few more coins. Alright, enough of my talk. Let's go and have a bit of a swing and an experiment on my detector, and we'll see you on the first one. Cheers. Okay guys, for our first experiment today we're going to be using Park 1 multi. So I usually, let's just quickly scroll through and I'll show you where I'm sitting. That's a noise cancel. So noise cancel is a -6, so I did a noise cancel when I first set up. That's your ground balance. Just leave ground balance and 0, especially for an air test. Don't need to be mucking around with that at all. That's our volume, 15. That's our threshold. We don't touch the threshold either. I don't muck around with that sort of stuff. I don't need to. Next one is our tones. So we've got 5 tones. And this is our notch out. So we're notching it, we're digging it, or we were digging everything from 35 right through to about 97, 96, 97. So 97, 98, 99, I always dig a lot of nails, rusty nails in that range. So I've discriminated those out because I've never found anything good in that range either. So I dig a lot less rusty nails. One of my little tips right there. And that's our swing speed. I usually run it on 6. So to get a bit more depth, I've heard that if you drop your swing speed down you can get a bit more depth, so we'll give that a bit of a experiment too a bit later, but right now we're just going to just muck around for frequency. So we're multi at the moment. You might hear my dog in the background, he's running around over there. Here he comes, he's walking over here. Get out of the way, dog. Alright, we're going to run a multi and we'll just see where we're sitting with our detector with depth. So we're going to be using a, what have we got, a 1940 I think it is, yeah, 1940 florin. Beautiful high conductive silver coin, nice and big. So we'll see where we're sitting with that. Got our little scale set up here. It's running pretty quiet. Also, my sensitivity we're running on 28. I've got it cranked right up all the way to 28. So we'll see where we're sitting. 15, 20, 25. So we're sort of dropping out around the 30 range. Oh, a tiny bit beyond there. So I would dig that, but beyond that, it's just whispering. Maybe just a tiny bit beyond 30, about 32 maybe. So I'll write that down. Next thing we'll try is the 4 kilohertz. Okay guys, the next thing we'll try is 4 kilohertz. So we're going from multi to 4 kilohertz. And we got the depth with that. So I'm still picking that up around the 32, 35, 37, lost it around there. Oh, there you go, 37, Definitely on 35, 37. So that has increased our depth. Definitely has increased our depth. 4, 35, 37. Now I know this is only an air test, guys. It's just testing the capability of the machine, nothing else. So that's at 4 kilohertz. We're going to try it at 5 kilohertz now. 5 kilohertz. I reckon that's a little bit less. It's like about 34 to 35. Okay guys, now we're going to jump into part 2. I hope this is showing up okay because the sun's a bit nasty today. Part 2 multi-frequency, we're going to give that a go. See if that makes any difference to part 1. I've heard it does. So I'm interested to hear how this goes. 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Totally lost it there. Where would I dig? Probably around there. That's like 33. 34, 34. That is definitely increased from part 1 to part 2. So if we have part 2, multi, 33 to 34. And that's where I dig it at. I was still picking up beyond that, but it was very sketchy. So let's try 4 kilohertz. Hang on, I'll get back to you. All right, guys, in part 2, we're going to try 4 kilohertz. See if this makes any difference to the depth. Okay, here we go. 20. 25, 30, I'll definitely dig that at 30. Still hearing that at 35. $35 to 36, I would dig that. $35 to 36. Similar, yeah, similar to part 1. 35, 36. Please ignore my terrible writing. That's horrible writing, isn't it? Let's just bump it up to 5 kilohertz. Don't think this will make much difference, but let's have a crack. That's 30, 32, 33, 35. About 35, I'll dig that, around 35. Yeah, about the same as 5. 5 is about the same as 4. $34 to 35. About the same. Alright, we're going to try field 2 and field 1. Hang on, I'll just get back to you. Alright guys, now we're running in field 1, multi-frequency. We can even just do a quick noise cancel. Haven't done noise cancel before, you just hold your finger down on the noise cancel button and wait for the number to repeat itself. So you just went from 6 to 7, -7. There you go, sitting on -7. Leave all the rest the same. Multi-frequency. Field 1 multi-frequency. Will this make a difference? I don't think field 1 will, but field 2 I think will. Or so I've heard. 15, 20, 25, 30. They're about 32, so very similar to Park 1. Field 1, Park 1, very similar. 32. Yeah, there you go. Park 1. Field 1. Alright, we'll pop it into 4 kilohertz. Just bear with me for a minute. Guys, we're in field 1, multi. We're going to pop it into 4 kilohertz. Let's see if this makes a difference. It should do. I think it all will be similar to Park 1 and Park 2, but we'll give it a try. One thing I'm getting out of this already before I even finish is I notice that 4 kilohertz does get deeper. So that theory is correct. 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Yeah, you lose it about 36, 37, 35, 36, 37. Yeah, about 36, 37. Yeah, almost exactly the same. And we'll try 5, which I don't think it'll make a lot of difference at all. So we're on to 5 now, 5 kilohertz. $15, $20, $25, $30. $35, and we're missing it there, about 37. That 35 area, I would still dig that because I like those deep, sketchy targets. 35, wasn't it? About, yeah, similar, 35, 36. Now, the next one's got me interested. I've heard a little bit about this one, so bear with me and I'll flick it over. So I've heard a lot about field 2 gaining a lot more depth. Let's flick over to field 2 in multi-frequency, field 2. I've heard that you gain a lot more depth than you do field 1. Let's just have a look. Right. 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 35, 36, 37 has dropped out. So just beyond 35, 36. I would definitely dig that. 35, 36. It's similar to what's that in multi? No, it's not. That is actually a bit more. 35, 36. In multi frequency, field 2. That's actually increased in depth. You can see that there. It's gone beyond 35. That's true. Field 2 gains you more depth for sure. Alright, we'll try field 2 in multi. Sorry, not multi, in 4 kilohertz. What am I talking about? Multi, we just did multi. You idiot. 4 kilohertz in field 2. $20, $25, $30. That's 37, 38. That's on 40. Yeah, that's around 38. I would dig that. Back up to 35. Definitely dig that. That is deeper. That's like 38. It's about 38. And I'm not going to try the 5 kilohertz because I know they're pretty much the same. There we go, field 2. Field 2 multi-frequency is definitely deeper than Park 1, Park 2 and field 1 in multi-frequency. Plus you do gain more depth if you go to 4 kilohertz. So what I'm talking about here is silver. I don't know how it will react to pennies and smaller silver. Probably a little bit different. I don't think it'll make much difference, but what I was doing today was just seeing the capabilities of the machine with silver coins, with a large silver, if I can get more depth, because I know straight away that there's a site that comes to mind straight away that is easy to dig and does have deeper targets. I know it does. So when I was there last time, I was digging in Park 1, multi-frequency, and I know if I go back there, field 2, 4 kilohertz, I'm going to punch deeper. Guess what I'm doing? I'm going to revisit a few of these parks and see if I can hopefully find some of these. Okay guys, last thing we're going to have a bit of a try at, which I haven't really mucked around with much, is swing speed. So apparently dropping your swing speed can increase your depth. So I usually run around 6 swing speed, so I swing usually reasonably quick. So we'll drop it down to 1 and just see what that does. I've never done this before. Don't know what it will do. I'll have a try. So we're just in Park 1 multi-frequency. Swing speed of 1. 20, 25, 30. So it's just beyond 30, about 32, which is not that great really. Let's just quickly go in and bump it up to like 3. Let's just try that. Yeah, I'm still hearing that. That's marginal. Doesn't really do a lot at all, really. So now, we'll just try and bump it up a bit more. Oh, we did it at 6 anyhow, so we're not going to really muck around with that too much. What we'll do, put it back to 6. So what we'll do, we'll go to Park 2, about field 2, which is quite good. Get that back onto multi-frequency. Go down to swing speed. Drop that down to 1 and see what that does. Field 2, multi-frequency, swing speed of 1. 30. About 35, which is a bit better than what the other one was. Just bump that up to 3. Swing speed I'm talking about. $25, $30, $35. I've lost it there. About 35. Doesn't make a lot of difference, I don't think. Put it back up to 6 where I usually run it. That's in field 2, auto frequency. Oh yeah, that's increased the depth. So that's about 33, 34. I would not dig that. Yeah, about 34, 33. Which is really, where we were before, 30, I was getting 32 before. There we go. So I don't think swing speed makes a big difference. But the frequency does. Frequency is what it's all about. 4 kilohertz. 4 kilohertz is where it's at. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going back to 1 or 2 of my parks, and I know there is deep stuff. And I'm going to be running my machine in 4 kilohertz just to see if I can hit on a few of these. I reckon I might be able to. There goes my dog. Alright guys, that mostly was an experiment for me to share to you guys, but mostly for myself, because I've often thought about the 4 kilohertz thing, and I've just proven to myself that it does increase depth. So guess what I'm doing? I'm going to go and give it a try. Alright guys. Alright guys, that's it for my experiment. Am I surprised? Yeah, I am actually. So I've got a few parks in mind already that I'm going to go back out and give another hunt, because flipping it into 4 kilohertz in your frequency, I reckon you're going to get a bit more depth. Can I find some more coins in that frequency? Well, I'll find out in my next video. Very interesting, very interesting. I didn't think the swing speed made a lot of difference. Marginally, there's a little bit of difference there, but also the other thing I noticed in field 2, you do get more depth. I did notice that, yeah. So that was really cool. But please don't come after me and go, hey, you didn't do this and you didn't do that, because this is mostly for my benefit. I'm just sharing it with you guys because maybe you can get something out of this. If you don't, that's fine. But yeah, I'm telling you, if you go to 4 kilohertz and you're looking for silver, I reckon you might be doing yourself a favour. Alright guys, that's it for me. Just also with this experiment, there is a lot of there's a lot of other things that do make a difference with depth, like soil conditions, if it's been raining, size of your coil. Yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff. Yeah, so this is just purely just an experiment, just to see the capability of the machine, and it does like silver in 4 kilohertz. That's all I'm saying. Alright guys, that's it for me. I've learned a little bit more today about my machine. It's really cool, and I'm going to give it a bit of a test next time I'm out and about. Alright, hit the like and subscribe guys if you like my video, and I'll see you on the next one. Happy hunting and cheers.